So previously, last cluster, we talked about how you guys were the doctors and your students were the patients. The patients. Yes, they were the patients. And we were trying to fix our little patients because we knew that our patients were very sick, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So we came up with some diagnosis. We diagnosed. What do we use in order to diagnose these problems that we have and these strengths and weaknesses that we're finding with our students? What do we use?
We use our IGPs.
Oh, okay. So our IGPs, our student data, kind of drives our instruction, kind of drives what we need to do to increase instruction. So I'm wondering, how did it go on your IGPs? What were some strengths and weaknesses, particularly the standards of strengths and weaknesses with the standards?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
One of my weaknesses was 3.08.1, where they give them an expression and they have to find two statements that match. So from a previous test, they didn't do so well on it. So I prescribed, as you said, and we went with a simple strategy where we just kind of, I don't know where this is. Let's see. Well, we draw a picture of each one of the answer choices.
Okay.
And this student right here was my bubble student from the previous test. And after giving her the prescription, after giving her a strategy to use, she was able to...
And I remember this, Ms. Burr. We were talking about that. We
right.
developed it. It was a question where they had to figure out which word problem kind of attaches itself to the multiplication problem.
Correct.
And your strategy or the prescription that you have for that specific student or that bubble student was kind of like a four square little diagram, right? And they were supposed to draw pictures to kind of visualize their thinking for each multiple choice question?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I love that you did that. Did that work with your other bubble students? How do you figure out those with your bubble students?
I looked at my IGP and I looked across to see which one of my standards, which one of my items had a low number, which means that was
lowest number of proficiency.
Right. They didn't get it correct. Okay. So I looked at that, and then I looked at the kids that did it incorrectly, and I was like, okay, well, maybe this one would be a good student to track to see if maybe the strategy would work for her.
Okay.
And Nyla, after giving her the strategy, she was able to get that answer correct. I had another one, Samaya. She's still not
progressing as well as you'd like.
No, she did get it right. She did. So yeah, the strategy is working. It is working.
Wonderful.
For
is there any person that it didn't work for?
It didn't work for Corianne. So
Okay.
I have to go back and find another strategy for her because that one didn't work for her.
But out of the 6 kids,
out of the 6, she was the only one that didn't get it right.
And which tool kind of helped you? So this tool was helpful.
The IGP. Going back to my IGP.
Okay, excellent. Ms. Champagne, would you like to agree or disagree or paraphrase anything that you heard that was particularly an aha moment for you?
I really like the way that you took your answer choices and made like a four square for them to go ahead and draw what they think each of those means so they can match it up with it. I think that's a really good strategy for them to use, especially when they're having to be able to model and explain later. So I think that was very good, Ms. Bro. I really liked it.
I love it as well. And I love y'all actually using this IGP to drive your instruction. I think this is an important piece that may help you guys dig deeper into how you can better help individual students, as your evidence states right here. So great job, Ms. Bro. All right, Ms. Champagne, how about you? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What do you focus on?
We were doing standard for NBT4, which is we were doing the subtraction part of it. Okay. And Assad was one of my students that has never mastered a standard yet. He's never mastered anything yet. So really looking at his past tests and being able to use my IGP to kind of narrow in on the types of problems that he was missing, I noticed that a lot of them were his word problems. And him being able to pull out those important pieces of information evaluation and being able to understand what operation he was needing to do in those. And we had really good success with him. This prescription worked very well for him. Wow. And he had an 89% on this test. So I was very happy.
That is awesome.
For him. And he was so excited because I pulled him to my desk and I said, Assad, come see. Let me show you what you made. And he was so excited. And it even carried over into ELA because Miss Brooks was like, he came in and he was like, I made that.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So I was
That's
very
good.
glad that worked for him. And I'm curious to see if he's going to continue to use that strategy on the next test.
Okay.
So, you know.
So what I'm hearing you say is you were able to track his progress with your IGP, and you were able to kind of focus narrow in on a specific standard of weakness for this specific student. And from that, maybe prescribe a strategy that can increase the student outcome. And yay, you did. And so that's awesome. And you're going to continue to track his progress using an IGP. I love it. Ms. Bro, anything you would like to add, agree, disagree? Maybe an aha moment that you had while listening to the champagne? Or that you agree that you've done?
Well, I'd like to add, well, I don't know if it's an ad. Yeah, add. I'd like to add to what she said. He was very proud of himself. So I think, having these prescriptions, having these strategies to help them kind of motivates them to continue to do better. So I know that with these strategies, they help me make a better grade. So maybe for each other strategy that they have, it might motivate them to keep on trying to be successful.
Miss Bro, that was awesome reflection, and wasn't it? It was an awesome reflection, and I'm noticing that yes, these strategies are motivating the students, but it's because of you analyzing this data week after week and actually sharing that information with the students and them taking ownership of it and you taking ownership of it. It creates that team, that we all want in order to achieve our ultimate goal. So I'm really proud of you guys, and I can't wait till next week where we can talk about the next IGP.
Awesome.